after doing 2 videos on how to use a pistol in Ready or Not and clearing the hospital, I came to the conclusion that the revolver sucks. So, why in the world would you use the revolver in Ready or Not? Because it's funny. When you think of Ready or Not, you think of how much tacticalness goes into it, if tacticalness is a word. And it's created a serious tone in its game, where basically no funny business can happen because of all the harsh topics it talks about. What if you found a way to do that anyway? I'm talking about the Colt Python, which is the worst gun in Ready or Not in my opinion, because I played with it pistol only in the hospital and it sucked. As much as people glaze it in the Ready or Not community, it's really one of the worst pistols in the game, let alone worst weapon in the game. So as I take you under my wing in this video, how exactly do you use the revolver in Ready or Not? Efficiently, I should say. If you noticed already, I have a country accent, which basically means I have a 25% buff to any revolver usage in any video game and a 50% buff in real life. So I should know what I'm talking about when it comes to the revolvers. A strength of the revolver is that it's a revolver. It makes you feel like Arthur Morgan when you use it. Now, it's not like this for everybody, but just the thought of feeling like a cowboy is just pretty cool in itself. Now, whether or not a SWAT officer should be feeling like a cowboy, that's up for debate. But at the end of the day, it's a revolver. Revolvers are cool. Everybody knows this. Anyway, let's get on to the next strength. Here's the thing about the revolver. It actually has some stopping power. Even though there was literally a clip in the strength section of me hitting all those shots on that dude and he just doesn't go down, for a Ready or Not revolver, it's actually got some power to it. Because all of the other pistols in Ready or Not suck just as bad. But the thing about the other pistols, and I'll talk about this later, is that they actually have the ammo to compensate for this. So if you just aim in the general direction of someone's head, you're bound to hit it someday. But where the revolver has so much recoil, you gotta worry about that. That's why you see me mainly going for body shots in this gameplay. You would think there'd be more benefits to it, but there actually isn't. If you want to add your own take on the benefits of the revolver, feel free to put it down in the comments. But now, let's talk about the cons and how to best fight the cons, even though you want to use the revolver. Oh boy, where do I even start? I guess we could do the obvious thing. It's a 6-shooter! Only 6 shots to kill like 15 dudes in a building? Ammo is definitely going to be your worst enemy. The only way you can really combat this is just by getting better aim and aiming for heads, but you don't really want to be doing that with the revolver because of the recoil if you miss. It's really a lose-lose situation, so not really much you can do about it. Anyway, on to the next con. Another thing that the revolver has that the other pistols do not have is the reliability. By reliability, I mean you can whip out a Glock and just air out the person who decided to rush you when you were reloading, and you have that reliability with the Glock, but you do not have that with the revolver. The revolver is reliably trash, so no matter what situation you pull it out in, it's not really going to do well in. Except for one case. If the people you are trying to arrest have no armor, then JHP rounds are really good. And so far, I've noticed that this thing does consistently one-shot in the body if you have JHP rounds and they don't have armor. Remember, this works against unarmored opponents, not armored. And finally, I'll talk about the last con. Holy crap, this is just a thing with pistols in general, but the daggone accuracy. Oh my days. I hate the recoil that this thing has because it's super hard to hit follow-up shots. But when it comes to the other pistols, I might hit like 3 out of the 15 bullets in my mag. With the revolver, if I miss one shot, the whole mag's gone. The whole mag's dumped and nobody's getting hit. And then I have to reload, and then I die. The accuracy that this thing has when you miss is genuinely in, like, the negatives. Now, let's get back to the big question of the video. How should a SWAT officer use the revolver in Ready or Not? Well, you better hope you're a Siege player, because literally all you do with this thing is just hold corners. No, I'm serious. It actually works. You genuinely have to have the patience of a Tibetan monk in order for this strategy to work. If you see most of the enemies moving around and you just hold an angle, eventually they're going to walk into it. And then you can then hit them in the body or hit them in the head. Which one you want to pick? I don't know. That's for you to pick. But really, that's like the best way to get kills. I mean, there isn't a lot I could talk about when it comes to strategy with the revolver. I mean, you basically just have to sit back and just hope the enemies do something stupid and you can catch them lacking. Because it's not even that fun of a playstyle to do. Like when I was doing doing the pistol only challenge. I switched to the revolver because everybody in the comments was complaining about it. But now I wish I didn't because it's just a boring weapon to use. I'm sorry, but it is. I would add more to this video, but it's genuinely like 5 o'clock in the morning for me right now as I'm editing this video, and I need to get something out during this week. So if you have a question about the revolver, then just leave down in the comments and I'll be sure to answer it. And hey, if this video does good enough, hey, I'll do a part 2 to the revolver video, and it'll be like a Q&A where I basically just answer your questions and rebuttal some of your guys' answers. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.